I'll be the Dallas Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Confidence is real, belief is real, momentum is real. I'll be. That's a good win. That's the best win of the year. And you done played the best team you done played all year. Coming off a divisional game. That's a good win, man. It's a good win. Dak Prescott, I have to say, to be honest with you, since his rookie year, that's probably got to be his best performance. That's got to be his best performance right there. Got to be. Very good game by the Dallas Cowboys. It's crazy how one player can come in and change the scope of your team and the confidence of your team. These boys believe, man. That was a nice win, man. That was a nice win. That's probably the most engaged I've been in the game. Man, it's been a couple years, man, since I've been engaged in the game like that, man. That's a good win. Got to give props where props is due. Foe did what he was supposed to do today. He didn't fold, right? One of the big things, especially, like he had a drive, man, driving, what was it, 95 yards, 97 yards to get points. That was big. And at the end, to make sure that Patty Mahomes does not touch the ball, that was huge. That was big. Complimentary football was played today. Your wide receivers stepped up today. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs, man, was going to, hey, can Dak Prescott beat us? And if Dak Prescott can beat us, we'll live with that. Well, they got to live with that L. CD came from the get-go to set the tone. He wanted to make amends for his Sunday game, and he did just that. Let me tell you something about this wide receiver core, right? Both of them need each other. They need each other. If you was to get rid of Pickens, if you was to get rid of, CD Lamb without Pickens, well, we've seen the result of CD Lamb just being a number one wide receiver, right? It doesn't lead into wins, but CD Lamb with some help, you start to see the juice, right? See, CD Lamb's problem was he used to it being him, he having all the shine, and he got to share the shine. And there's probably there's a little jealousy. It's probably still a little jealousy, but if CD Lamb is about winning, then he should embrace what Pickens is bringing to the squad. Pickens without CD Lamb is Pickens in Pittsburgh. Pickens needs CD Lamb because Pickens can't be the number one wide receiver. Pickens got to have somebody on the other side of the rock. See, CD Lamb can function, right, and be a one without him, but it doesn't lead into dubs. But when Pickens come along, see, like they complement each other, right? Because CD got the talent for number one, right? The mentality's not there, though. Pickens got the mentality, though, but he doesn't have that talent like CD do. Not saying that Pickens is like I said, Pickens has been revitalized, right? Because, matter of fact, wasn't Aaron Rodgers over there with him? So it just, like a lot of the times, it just be situation. It be who you playing with. It be who you got on the team. And this was like a perfect situation for Pickens. Pickens is playing motivated. He's trying to get paid, right? But it got to be like this. You got to pair both of them together. Because I'm telling you right now, if you was to get rid of CD and you don't bring nobody else in, you would not get a return on your investment for Pickens. I'm telling you that right now. You would not get a return on your investment. So you just gonna have to probably look at it as kind of what the Bengals was doing and just end up investing in two wide receivers with money. You just gonna have to invest two wide receivers in the money. It just is what it is. Yeah, low. Facts. Facts. This was his best game. Out of all the years since his rookie year, this was his best game. This was his best game. Even though this wasn't playoff football, these had playoff implications, and you're going against a good team. Like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been struggling. A part has to do with their older team, right? Some new pieces, and Kelsey O, Bolton, he a little older in the tube, right? They're trying to develop some of the younger guys. I know they got some injuries though, but and it could just be a little stale. But the Kansas City Chiefs is still the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Mahomes still Mahomes, and they got that. They got that dub. This got to be the best dub in a long time. In a long time. Yeah, the Cowboys have had some 12-4 seasons, but this got to be the best dub in a long time, fam. In a long time. Tony Romo, because we talked about this some yesterday. Hey, the Dallas Cowboys have the talent to go ahead and win out. They do. They got to do it. They can't let up. They got to take it 1 week at a time, one game at a time. Can they beat the Detroit Lions? I watched probably about the last quarter and a half today. They can beat the Detroit Lions. I seen St. Brown went out, so we don't know if he's going to be there or not. But we'll find out that in when we do our due diligence. But this was a good win, though. Good win. Big plays, right? They had to fight for this, man. The wide receivers had to do what the wide receivers supposed to do. If we gonna pay you, man, the wide receivers had to make plays, man. And the wide receivers, man, made it a little easy for that. They made some plays. They drew penalties. It made big time bombs. Now look, Dak should have led that boy CD a little bit more now, And that'd have been a tug, but it is what it is, though. I like the aggressiveness. I even see Shotty. I gotta give Shotty some credit, man, in regards to some of his decision making. When to pick and choose to be aggressive, and when to pick and choose when to take the points. I got to give him credit on that, man. He made some good decisions on that. He made some good decisions in regards to that. I got to give that boy credit with that one. Defense though, hey, they got pressure, and I know Mahomes, man, he gonna get up out of that thing though. But they got to get home a little bit better though. And a lot of the times, man, number 41, he killing us, homie. He killing us, man, in regards to always want to take the inside. He damn near like Jeremy Mincey. He killing us, homie. He killing us. He killing us, man, that of him not being able to take contain, man. He killing us, homie. Because a lot of the times, man, when our defensive tackles had got upfield, man, and he was able to escape outside, homie, because we know he likes to escape outside on that right side. There was times, man, where he was able to get up the middle because we know he preferred to go up the middle, but if not, he going to that right side to escape. And the defensive end should have been right there to kick him right back in. They're going to have to fix that. Now, I know that it's not going to show up in this game because Goff is not as mobile as Mahomes, though. But if I'm not mistaken, they still got a couple mobile quarterbacks that's coming up, though, just not on the level of Patrick Mahomes, man. They should be even confident, man. It's funny how Quentin Williams come up over here and come give the team some confidence, homie. Quentin Williams come up in this piece, man. You're undefeated. You done beat some quality teams, homie. Something that other boy couldn't do, fam. Number 41, a dumb player, but I also believe Quentin telling him to go inside. I remember him. Thank you. Hey T Dub, I hope Quentin didn't tell. I hope Quentin didn't tell him that this game because that would have been dumbass advice for Quentin to tell him that this game because a lot of the times, man, they could have had him. They could have got home if they would have messed around and did better, man, and containing them in the pocket. They would have got they would have got home a lot more, man. This is because they're gonna have to keep tightening it up, man. Like the secondary, you definitely gonna have to get more players in the secondary. But the secondary probably played his best game of the year too, man. They especially with some of the them being banged up there. They did some decent stuff back there, man. They had a couple low cover sacks. I believe Clowney was the recipient of 2 cover sacks, man, especially the first one. Especially the first one. But yeah, T-Dab, I hope Quinn is not, like I understand there's a time and place when to go inside to flush though. But a player like Mahomes, I hope Quentin didn't tell him that, man, because that was bad advice from Quentin. I understand that he's trying to do his leader things though, but he also got to be smart. And having him crash inside and extend plays, because by him extending plays and him crashing inside, man, that gave up a few big, especially that one to Worthy, the big play. Even though they got him, boom, he tripped up, man. If they outside, man, that's a sack. It's a sack. Now I understand that Holmes, he gonna widen out though, but at least your presence is there where he don't have all that time to keep scanning for the field and having these corners and safeties, man, cover for like 7 seconds. Eberflus says, say this job. For sure. Got to draft the Mike, too. First round, I don't think Diggs see the field. I like the yeah, man. Because if Diggs on that bull, man, you definitely can't have somebody with his mentality mess this up. So, yeah, I kind of agree with that, man. The way he was, if he not bought in, I'll keep his ass at home and just get rid of him in the all season, and we just roll how we roll with because this team is gelling together without him. You know that his sorry ass just want to sit over there and go be over there with number 11. Well, we'll let Scrubs be with Scrubs. Go ahead and ship him out. But he will want to get his act right and be a being team player and start playing better in the run game and actually covering up because you got your D tackle that's giving you pressure up the middle. And the way he get pressure, man, that'll probably mess around and give him 4 picks before the season even end if he was healthy enough. Because Quentin Williams be giving them boys opportunities in that back end. You see Reddy Stewart driving in on the football, man. That popped up. Usually somebody like Diggs would be in that position to take that pick and do what he do. So if he was smart, he would want to go ahead and get his act right. But we know that the decisions that he has made on and off the field, we know that boy ain't smart. I think there was a baptism going on though. I didn't really pay too much close attention to the line like I normally do because I really was looking at the back end. I really was looking at the wide receivers a lot of the times, man, and in the second and third level of the defense as much as I can with the TV copy, man, and taking a additional glimpse in regards to the D line, man. But the offensive line, I think a little bit of baptism that they had with Chris Jones, but you expect that. Chris Jones a bad boy, and especially on 5-2. I mean, shoot, welcome to the league. You needed that baptism, you know what I mean? So, Chris Jones gonna do what Chris Jones do, but as you can see, Shotty had made some plays, had some counters, man, to counter what Chris Jones was doing, getting upfield, man, especially with that tug against Malik Davis. That was a good play. Not only to get downfield, but also to get that chunk play in the run game. That was a big play, man. The Dallas Cowboys made timely plays on both sides of the ball, especially the defense getting them 4 stops. I'm gonna tell you probably one of the most key plays from the defense. Getting the stop at the last 2 minutes of the first half, and getting the stop at the beginning of, of the second half and getting another stop. I believe they got like 4 stops in a row. That's good. I mean, like I said, you would expect at least 20 from the Chiefs. And you knew, like, you wasn't gonna shut them down to 0, right? But you had to play good defense when it matters, though. You had to, hold them to some field goals, make them punt, and Dak did a good job of field position. When we did get pinned down, he did a good job, man, of flipping the field. That was key too, the field position game, because the punter for the Chiefs made some big plays, especially back to back, and Dak was able to flip that. That was big, Yeah, there was some missed plays on the end, like that Pickens drop on 3rd down that Dak plays good. Yeah, man, we got to have that, because there might be a tighter game, right? That, you got to make that play, fam. Like, you just got to be in that habit, And I understand stuff that come with Pickens. Pickens a little wild. Case like that fumble that he had at the end, that was bad. I understand he was trying to make a play, but that's bad. You got to understand the situation in regards to that. You know what I mean? But Turpin made a hell of a play to save the ball and to damn near save the game. That was a game-saving play, because if you lose that fumble and the Chiefs get that momentum, who knows how that game is going to turn out after the Chiefs just recaptured the momentum of saving points. And I believe that they was only down by 7 at that time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You too, Dallas fan. You too. Yep, good win. Good win. Everybody chipped in, though. Everybody chipped in. Hey, what's the point of playing Ken? This is my thing, though, with Eberflus that I'm still not understanding, though. What's the point of playing Ken Murray so much when you brought in 5-5, because he was struggling so much, man? Especially that touchdown that Ken gave up in that red zone. I think it was on Kelsey. Man, either a safety or 5-5 should have been in that position. With the bigger body, and he can move. We've seen he can drop. We got the film up to show you that he can drop. There was no reason that Ken should have been in that predicament. So Eberflus gonna have to pick that up, man. He gonna have to fix that. It should be Ken and Overshown. One thing I do need my linebackers and my secondary to do is improve on their angles and their tackling. They're gonna have to, especially the rookie, man, the rookie corner. He's gonna have to improve on that. And it was good that Kalen Carson wasn't playing today, because Kalen Carson would have gave up major cheeks. So, so it was good that he wasn't there today. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. But the Dallas Cowboys, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. The division is not over with yet. You will want to go ahead and be in position to try to get that division, though, but you can't bank on that, though, So you need to go for winning outs. You can lose one at the most, but as we mentioned earlier, I think Romo said it too, you got to win out. It's better to win out. You want to win out. And the Dallas Cowboys, as we talked about it again yesterday, hey, you're going to have to mess around, man. Hey, you got a good opportunity to win out. And as we were talking about yesterday, hey, you got the talent to win out. A lot of teams, man, they kind of tanking down a little bit. They kind of going down, man, and the Dallas Cowboys is catching momentum at the right time. They made some of the right decisions. Jerry made some of the right decisions at the right time, especially getting somebody like Quentin Williams, man. You got Pickens in, match that up with CD. Hey, man, this is your opportunity. Even if they don't get into the playoffs and they win out, at this point in time, you could take that. You could take that and build. The Dallas Cowboys fans just want to know, man, hey, man, what's up with this direction, though? We just wanted to know the direction, man. And Jerry made some timely moves this offseason, man. To he got to build on it though, man, because he can't have no weak ass draft and no weak ass free agency and think you're gonna build on that, because your build won't be nothing if you don't mess around in the offseason and build on that. You got to though. Even though we focused on this year, like I said, because the way that the team was heading, man, hey man. But to get somebody like Quentin, and I'm gonna tell you what though, for Foe, this should be a big confidence booster for Foe, for real. To you know what I'm saying? Because this should be it for him right here. This should boost your confidence, right? Because a lot of the times, man, Foe, when it come down to big games, Foe don't show up. Foe showed up today. He showed up today. Javante has some tough running in there. Like we got a balanced attack. We can attack you in the run game. We can play cold weather football, and we got 2 wide receivers, man, that can go at you. And then you got 2 wide receivers. Well, at least George Pickens. I say George Pickens is better on a slant. George Pickens, man, he playing hungry. I like that though. He's just comfortable, man. He's just comfortable. He comfortable, man. In the offense, he's comfortable because CD taking attention away from him. He's comfortable because you got a run game that's gonna get yardage and it's gonna get dirty yards. So he's comfortable, man. This is like a perfect situation at this point in time with the way this team is constructed for somebody like George Pickens. CD just gonna have to mess around and just understand that, hey, this ain't about you, fam. This is about winning. This ain't about you, homie. This is about winning. So I understand that you used to getting the attention that you used to get, homie. But this ain't about you, fam. This is about winning. You know, you got 19 in there making a catch or two. You got Ferguson, man, trying to work the underneath. You know, you got Dak Prescott being more comfortable extending plays, using his legs. He went like on a 3-4 year extent with him not using them legs, homie. And we've been talking about this for I don't know how long, for him to be comfortable scrambling and using them legs, man. Y'all should be proud of y'all team, though, for sure. For sure. You should be proud of your team, for sure, because they balled. Richard said 88 rebounded today. He did. I actually put him in my lineup because I figured he would. You know, I figured he would. I looked at that. I was like, yeah, I'm like, he going to go crazy, man. So I put him in my lineup. Made some cha-ching off that boy today. And I put the Cowboys defense in my lineup. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I trust that defense. Hey, you know me. Hey, I had to think on it for a second, though. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to trust that field. I was like, I'm going to trust that field, man. We gonna roll the Cowboys defense, though. You know? And you got linebackers, man, running around, man. Overshown coming back, man, running around, chasing stuff down. That's what you want, man. You just won't play. See, the main thing, I'm gonna tell you, the main thing is the acquisitions, the mentality acquisitions, right? Pickens, man. Pickens don't care about nothing. You know what I mean? You look at the way Pickens play, he don't care about nothing, man. And one thing myself, I like wild players. I like wild players on the basketball court. I like wild players on the football field. I remember yeah, I remember, man, when we played the Giants, man, and that tackle that was doing too much with the Giants. A player like that, I like a player like that. I'd rather have to turn you down than to turn you up. You know what I mean? I'd rather turn you down just a little bit just to control it than to have to turn you up, you know. Shit, old boy from the Giants can play for me any day, man. You know, CD just, you know, maybe being around Pickens, man, might, you know, hopefully that might influence CD in the right way to have a mentality shift. Because once you around that suckerism, right, with number 11 provided for the squad, you know what I mean? When you're around that sucker, like when you were around suckers, you know what I mean? That suckers be be wearing off on you, homie. You know, when you're around scrubs, it takes a strong mentality, man, to go ahead and not conform into scrub behavior. You got to be a strong-minded individual, man. And CD's not a strong-minded individual, so he was around scrub-ass behavior with 7 and 11 and all them other soft-ass suckers. And of course, that's gonna rub on you. But when you're around nothing, when you're around people, man, that's gonna go ahead and play ball, that's gonna play with energy, that got a different mentality than that suckerism that a lot of them players, them Cowboy players, was providing, like the Mozzie Smiths, man, that suckerism, that 11, that suckerism, right? You know, then that kind of influences you in a positive way, man. Tank, man, hey, man, Tank would fit lovely in this defense, man. If we had Tank, you know, with Tank, man, we getting some of that contain, though. I see Tank over there. I seen him a little bit, man, with Seattle. I see him doing this thing, though. But it is what it is, man. Discipline, B. Yeah, yeah. I wonder how many attempts. Let me see. Hold up. Because I believe we said we want Mahomes to throw the ball about 45 times. And let me see how many times Mahomes threw the ball today. Because I believe we said our number was 45. That was our number, 45. Let me see. Let me see, man. Let me see. Oh, he threw the ball 34 times. Okay. And they still got the dub. Dak threw the ball 39 times. They ran the ball 23 times for 119. And a lot of one of the yeah, man, did a good job with Kareem Hunt. Rashid Rice was gonna do what Rashid Rice do. So, I figured Rashid Rice was gonna go ahead and do what he do. So, that ain't a big thing in regards to that. Let me see. Javante, 17 for 59. We figured that it was going to be some tough running for that one. So, it is what it is with that. But they got 26 attempts on 137. CD, 7 for 112. And a tug, 9 targets. Pickens, Dak, favorite wide receiver, 6 for 88 and 13 targets. You can tell, hey, look at the 13 targets, homie. CD got some efficient targets, though, but Dak just trusts George. That's just is what it is, man. And if Foe trusting a wide receiver like George, you got to bring him back, homie. And I understand it's going to be a question in regards to CD, but to be honest with you, if I'm Jerry Jones, knowing what I've been seeing with wide receivers in the past coming out in the draft, and these soft ass wide receivers that's right now, I just keep the pair together, homie. In our reality, just keep the pair together, pay the money, homie, and just find you a cheaper running back, because you cannot give. Hey, look, you're probably going to lose Javonte Williams, so you're going to have to find you another running back that's cheap, because you're going to have to pay some money. You're going to have to probably tweak Quentin Williams' contract. You're going to have to probably get rid of that Osa contract. This is what I would do. I would get rid of that Osa contract, and I'll go find another 3-tech, a young 3-tech that can get upfield, and I will continue to run them 5-man fronts. Find you 2 3-techs with Kenny in there. Find you 2 3-techs with Kenny in there. Find you somebody that can get upfield better than Osa. And then you cook it. And then if you got 2 3-techs coming with Quentin and a young one that can get upfield, that's quick. See, I think what would do this defense justice with Quentin Williams. See, see, Dallas used to always want to set the tone, right? Let me tell you something. How many teams got 2 3-techs that can do damage? If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I would consider keeping a lot of them 5-man fronts in the future, and just going for 2 3-techs, man. I'm looking. Either a young one that, like, Darius Robinson from the Cardinals. What's up? I like him. Y'all know I liked him. I wanted to put him in that 3-tech. Norman Lott. I think he with the Chiefs, ain't he? Somebody that can go ahead, man, and make an impact, man. That's a little bit better than Osa, because even though Osa, especially last game, did some things right, and he's doing better with a nose guard, Osa just not, to me, is not deserving. I won't pay that. the production that I get from Osa is not, it doesn't equate to the money because he's supposed to be a little bit more. I don't need somebody to do their job for the money that he got. I need somebody to make plays for the money that he's getting. If that gives you clarification on what I'm saying, I need somebody that's gonna make plays for that money that he giving. And Osa, he's just like doing his job right now. You know, he showed up last game though, but it ain't an every game thing. You know, love for Notre Dame will be said. I'm gonna check them out. Yeah, and then all season we checking them out. Yeah, let's hope to get to the. I need to figure out a better system to get it early. You know what? Maybe like December or something. I'll make her start looking at that draft or something. Like end of December, just start doing some prospects that I know coming out and just start working on them. That way we can end up doing more. Maybe start a little early because I think we be starting February. I be thinking. I think we be starting after the Super Bowl. So maybe go into December, January, man, so we can see if we can get some more prospects, man. Because when I get that time, it'll be nice for me to do like, what's his name? I think it was Daniel Jeremiah. You know how they be doing that whole book of prospects? Like I would do that. I would do that. And I just put it in notes and I just post it. Post it like a link so y'all can have or something like that. I'll do that. I would. You know what I mean? Do like them. You ought to do at least like 200 of them things. You know? I would. But yeah, 40. But real talk though, 41 got to get his shit together though, fam. He do. And because him coming out, one of the things that was solid about him was his ability to, play the run a little bit. But the way he doing now but by him not following defensive end principles, because he been doing this all year, even before Quentin though. He been doing this all year. Hey man, that's gonna cost. That's gonna cost us. Hopefully that's gonna cost us, man, in a time where we don't need it, homie, if he on that field. So either he gonna have to fix that or he gonna have to start getting minimum snaps. He's gonna have to just start giving people because y'all know, right? These Cowboys content creators been going against Sam Williams, right? Claiming that 41 and Fowler and them should be getting snaps. And I'm like, I really wasn't with that, because I knew that Sam wasn't the problem because Sam is one of your defensive ends that hustle the most. He hustles the most. I think it should be, like I said, I think it should be at this point in time, I think it should be Clowney and Sam starting. Because part of the issue for all your defensive ends is they not no number one rusher. So because they had to elevate their game, they're complementary players. They're not players that you got to rely on to get it. They're complementary players, and they show up in a complementary fashion. So getting somebody like Quentin Williams has allowed for Sam Williams and company to go back into their complementary role. Why? Because somebody like Quentin Williams is getting double teamed. Somebody like Quentin Williams is taking the attention away. And since that is the case, I think you can feel comfortable starting Sam Williams and Clowney for the remainder of the season. That's what I would do. 41 couldn't start for me, fam. He couldn't start for me, especially when I see his ass getting his ass whooped by tight ends. Now he couldn't start for me, fam. I'll still play him and work on developing him though, but giving him a big part of the rotation, I wouldn't. Not me, I wouldn't. Hooker, we're gonna have to go on about our business with him. We're gonna get rid of his ass. We're gonna have to go get us a real safety. You're gonna have to go get us a little Brian Branch or something, You're gonna have to go get us something because Hooker and company ain't it, fam. You're gonna need to do some safeties I can cover a little bit, fam. Unless you're gonna put Diggs in safety or something, you're gonna need to do some safeties I can cover. Shit, if Diggs came back, I'll consider putting that boy at safety. Right now, I'll just try it. I'll try it, fam. I would. You know, shit. He loved driving on the ball anyway. You know, but yeah, like I was saying, man, good stuff from 488, three Williams, Quentin Williams, man. Because because I was looking at some of the big plays. I'm like, when it was time for Quentin Williams to shine and get some pressure upfield, I'm like, all right now, Quentin, it's time for you to come get that. And he was able to get upfield, man, and flush Mahomes out the pocket. He just didn't have no help outside from his ends, but he was able to flush, man. He should have. I think he should have got that play though, man, when he tripped him up, man. Though, but it is what it is, though. I mean, he did his job and he flushed him out, man, and took his eyes and drifted his eyes away, trying to go ahead and have him looking at the pressure though. But you know, big players make big plays in big games, man. That's all that matters, man. you know. And at the end of the day, whether it's ugly or pretty, we don't really remember a lot of the times, man, what happened during the game. We just remember if we got the win or not, homie. Because I can tell you right now, man, uh, I can remember a few plays from the Panthers game, but I don't really remember it like that. But you know what I do remember? I remember that we lost. I remember we lost, you know, and with the Kansas City Chiefs, I may not remember no plays, man, tonight. I may not remember a lot of plays tomorrow until I look at the film. But one thing I can remember is that we won. Number 6 was happening. Great win today. Number 3 is a true fucking player. Performs in the brightest of lights in the pressure of 10,000 PSI. He is one of the ones. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's for sure, man. When you needed, especially that PI at the end. Yeah, man, needed that, man. That's for sure, man. When you need a play, he do come through, and that's what a true wide receiver is supposed to do. A true one that really want that and really embrace that. See, CD got to work on that some more. You know, CD got to be like, "Hey, homie," and it ain't nothing wrong with it either, though. CD need to be like sometimes, "Hey, homie, hey, throw me the rock. Hey, let me get that. It's mine." You know what I mean? And Dak like, all right, and trust him, he actually come through. But something tell me Pickens is like Dak looking at Pickens like, hey, Pickens, hey, what's happening, homie? Pickens like, you already know. And he get down there and he come through all the time. That's the mentality, man, that CD need to start developing. Because if you got two dogs, come on, man, and you let him loose, and there ain't no dog pound in sight, I'm just saying, you know. Like I said, if CD had that George Pickens mentality, CD be cold as hell. CD got number one mentality and number one wide receiver skills. He is a number one, but he got like number three mentality though. You know what I mean? He got number three mentality. Pickens, it should be, to a certain extent, it could be better too. Like how Jamar Chase and Higgins complement each other, you know, how they complement each other. In all reality, the way the team built, you should be able to give you more production from this type of wide receiver core. Because, like I said to everyone yesterday, you got the talent to win out, and you have every right to expect this team to win out. Don't care if they can't handle the so-called pressure or what. To me, I ain't gonna lie, I don't believe in no pressure, man. I don't. Me myself personally, I don't. You know what I mean? But you got every right to expect this team to win out. This team has the ability to win out. This team has came together at the right time with 3 in a row, got a little momentum going. Got some new pieces, new faces, and got some of the old pieces and old faces that were being a poison to this team. Keep Trayvon Diggs unless he get his act right, but he got to show me his act right before he even get on the field. And if he been away from the team, keep his ass on IR. Keep his ass at home because we can't be having no suckers on this team, homie. We trying to get rid of all the suckers because you can't have nobody with that sucker mentality, man, to affect what this team got going on, homie. You know, I remember when that boy called Dak Prescott a BAN, homie. Come to find out that he was the real BAN. You feel what I'm saying? You know? So, hey, I'd rather go out there with Carson and Trick, what's his name? Trick Quez Bridges and Reddy Stewart than somebody, man, that come up there with that weak mentality, homie. I'd rather go out there and go to war with them in the rookie 34. I'd rather go out to war with them than sit over there and go out with somebody with that scrub mentality who don't want to play, who don't want to tackle, who don't want to put effort in. I'm cool off that. So if his mind ain't right, if he ain't been around the team ready to get, you know what I mean, then hey, just stay home, homie. I wonder if Schottenheimer made that call and was like, hey, homie, hey, just stay home and in the off season we'll trade you. If Shotty did that, I respect that. I respect him for that if he did that. And something kind of telling me that he might have did that. You know, time gonna tell too as you go along these next week or two. The time gonna tell, and if he did that, I can respect him for that. He's seen that little punk mentality, man, and like, hey, homie, you stay home with that. You know, Shotty probably sent somebody over there to beat that boy up. Hey, you know, Shotty like, hey, you know what it means so much to me. You know how he be like, man, it make me a little emotional though, but you know, it means so most it'll mean a lot to me, man, if you go ahead and rough up Trayvon Diggs. Rough his soft ass up. Rough him up, man. You know. Nah, but man, y'all should enjoy this win, man. Good win today for the Dallas Cowboys, man. Hey, man, y'all have a good rest of the day. Enjoy y'all day, man. Relax, get your relax on, man. If y'all watching football, family, man, enjoy yourselves, man. Y'all stay safe out here, man. And I'll be talking to y'all soon after the film get reviewed. But all right, y'all, man. Till the next time, y'all, we gone.